During the process of coming up with the dances and coming up with the music, did you come up with some sort of a story or anything?
We didn't have a premise, and that was the aim of it. Did you, out of interest, read any story into it?
What basically popped into my mind, basically from the beginning, it's like your movements are supposed to match, so your song is supposed to match with her movements. It almost seemed quite robotic, very, just realising how these movements flow with one another. It seemed like a learning experience for something lacking almost in humanity, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's just off the top of my head.
I think it's interesting. It was one of our questions that Anna was interested. Actually, we were sort of talking yesterday about what did we want to gather from this research and from this conversation. So that was one of ours in terms of is there a narrative that's drawn from it, because it really was created from a very non-narrative place.
Really conceptual.
Yeah, and very much about. I mean, your starting point for the movement was Anna's actions, very kind of from a very physical place.
Jo based her movements on my conducting specific songs with my choir, so there was a little bit of a mood from those songs.
To be honest, I don't know that I would have needed anything more, because what was amazing just watching the footage is how much Anna moves as a conductor and how much she moves differently with different songs, and if she's breaking something down for the choir, then that's different movements if they're having a run through of the piece, and there was just the amount of movement was so rich.
If you were to continue it, would you develop it into a narrative?
Yeah, definitely, and we talked about that quite a bit, and we were having a discussion yesterday how there's with an audience you look for meaning automatically, you read and you try and find meaning even if there's not necessarily meant to be meaning there. And also with music and dance, how maybe connotations come about. So if I was to do a particular movement and Anna was to sing in a particular melody, then we might say salsa straight away, just because you have that connection in your head. So about how you can create images through music and dance coming together really quickly.
That was the other thing, is that both music and dance, it's really easy to sort of infer a genre, but just by a little melody or a little bit of dance. And I think especially, I don't know if you were as well, Jay, I was trying to avoid that. I was trying to avoid saying this is a classical piece or this is a folk piece or whatever. Just try and just stay true to the concept.